Hello and welcome to the Temple of Cerridwen here in Glastonbury, Avalon. My name is Bea and I'm the keeper here today. We're not really open for the public. It is that time of the breath in where we all need to rest. We've cleaned the temple, it looks beautiful. We've got 100 candles burning for people who are suffering right now, who have lost people over the holidays. And we hold space for these people and we sing their names into the candles. And it's really important to us to be present, but not necessarily be stampeded by tourists, which is what's happening at the moment, because the kids are off school and I know what it's like. Trying to entertain them in this terrible weather is very difficult. And we really ask all of you to send good energy into the world right now. Everybody talks about 2026 and how miraculously everything is going to change because there is a numerology of one, of new beginnings. But you see, somebody mentioned the other day, and I found that really interesting, that from 1995 to 2020, we had the golden age. And there is a golden age in every decade, in every millennia. There's always golden ages. And I think we just had it. And to recapture that, we have to do 180. We have to turn around. We have to look in the mirror. We have to look at our own soul through our eyes. So what am I asking you to do? Try not to believe that miracles happen without your input. At least tell the universe what it is that it needs to manifest. And try and step out of the personal and grow a little bit beyond to see what's good for everyone. What do we want for all the people in the world? And ask for that to be manifested. Because as it trickles through, it will come down to you and all will be well. And that's a faith that I hold. So ask yourself, what is it that you wish to be in the world? Right now, here in the UK, we're fighting a lot about the cleanliness of our waters. Today, here in Avalon, when you boil the kettle, you have the faint smell of fish. Something is wrong with the water. And this is in a place where there are 13 sacred, clean wells. So why is our water so flipping awful? I understand why people go to the White Spring and get the water from there. I wouldn't want to drink our tap water these days either. So that's something we could ask for the whole wide world, to have clean water, to be able to quench their thirst. Because if you don't have water, you can't drink money. You can't drink big cars, big houses, big money. You can't drink it. So our water is our priority. And what else do we want? What else do we want from this new year? What are we prepared to give up? See, there's always a slight reciprocity. What are we allowed to keep and what must be placed elsewhere? And that includes fear and worry and fear of lack and all of that. There is a place in our heart where enough is enough, where we are enough. Our soul rejoices when we find that place. How much do we really need is one of the questions that Cerridwen keeps asking me. And the other thing she keeps telling me is, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Cerridwen has always been one that has said, as long as we are in connection with nature, as long as we do not go against nature, and that is her whole story, is that everything goes kaput when she goes against nature, when she tries to force something that is not meant to be. And that's the same for all of us. When we try to force an issue, when we try to force something that isn't meant for us, it's not going to go well. So ask yourself, what is your trajectory? What is the next step? What is the importance of what you wish to create, build, grow? Do we really all ever get enough money, enough power, enough this, enough that. You see, the problem is, and you see this in the world, just look around you, that the more you get, the more you want, the more you need. It's very hard. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. You see it everywhere. What do you want to create for yourself? And that is my wish for you, that you find that clarity. It is the season of clear. It is the season of the ice. It is the season of winter, regardless of the fact that we already have snowdrops growing in the Abbey. I don't know about that. We're going to be the Riviera of Britain soon. That's what I'm seeing. But ask yourself, what do I ask? Where is my radiant brow? Where is my sight going to take me? Where is Goddess going to take me? She will take you by the hand. She will take you where you need to go. You have a choice. Do I follow her, surrender and trust? Or do I drag my feet, think that I know better, think that I know what she is trying to show me, that I know what's right for me, without any input? There are lots of beings all around us. Every single one of them is talking to us. It's sometimes like having 100 voices in your head. I'm very connected with my grandmothers. I'll show you a picture of them in a minute. But my grandmothers and my great-grandmothers and my great-great-grandmothers, they are on my back all the time. I swear to you. I hear their voices, I hear their advice, and I bow to their knowledge of what is in the world. Because it's not that they stop dreaming, that they stop thinking, that they stop knowing when their physical body is dead. Everyone who is a seer knows that the soul goes on, and that the soul can visit those who are living, that the soul knows who it was, in what body it was, and where their descendants are. The soul is all-knowing, and the soul is connected to that spark that is within us, that spark of divinity, that spark of Cerridwen. It is such a joy to understand that. Yeah? Even if we don't have £50,000 in the bank, even if we don't have what we feel we must in order to continue our journey, think about how much our forefathers and foremothers had. All they had was what they could carry on their backs, on their horses, on their camels if you were in Africa. And they took everything down every day. They built their houses, they built their tents, they stayed for a couple of days, and then they moved on. That was the normal way of living for the longest time. It was only when we started to settle and build houses and realized that as we're no longer moving, as we're no longer traveling, we have to find the things that we need in our range. And that's when the fear began, when the fear of lack began. Can we truly, at this time in the world, stop that fear? Because that's what's driving all of us into being less than we can truly be. Less than evolved people who are pushing and shoving and elbowing each other out of the way, who are mean and nasty to each other, who scream at you even if you've done nothing wrong, who think they're entitled to speak to people like they're dirt under their shoes. What is going on in the world? Is that really how we want to be with each other? Is that really how we want our world to be for the future generations? I don't know. And maybe only a few of you will listen to this, but I hope that you will understand that all I ever try to do is to remind yourself and me that the world is a beautiful place, and that yes, we're starting a new sun cycle, and yes, we are ready to celebrate, and yes, this can bring great joy. Perhaps it is the year one of a 9-year cycle, the year one in which we set the intention of what we want to see. But I ask you, and I'm being really serious, if we don't look at what is going on in the world, do you think your grandparents wanted a world war? Your great-grandparents wanted a world war? Do you think that's the intention they set? Today I watched a very small clip of a movie, and one of the things that was said there is, if you do not stand for justice, justice will not stand for you when your time comes. And that is what was the biggest problem. Britain stood for justice for many, many people in the world. Would it do so again today? Probably not. So who's going to stand for justice? You? Me? Goddess? Our community? I really wish that that is the case. So yeah, let's make that happen. And if we bring peace and calm and loving kindness into our small circles, our sphere of influence, then that will beam out into the world. If we say no when they say, let's fight, let's make other those who don't belong to our circle, when we stand strong, then things can get better. And so I hope that 2026 brings you whatever you wish, as long as it is not at the cost of anyone else. And so it is. Blessed be.